Right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. 17 people here right now, man. VA loan secrets everybody should know. Hey, I was a little late today. I apologize for that, but guess what? We are here and we are live and in color. And today, my name is Anthony Glenn, buy and hold investor out of sunny Southern California. And today, we're going to be rocking out, talking about VA loan secrets everyone should know. So, for those of you who are just joining us in this space, okay, I'm going to ping some people in, get as many people as I can in this space. Let me make sure that I am rocking out because right now on Clubhouse, I don't see anyone. Okay, so let me ping a couple of people in. Text in, make sure he knows that we're here. Okay, so we are in the building. What's up, Robert? Robert, I got a question for you. Can you do me a favor? Raise your hand, click your hand and raise your hand and come on stage because I want to see if this space is public. Okay, I want to make sure that it is public. How did you see this space come up?
It was just like a push notification.
Okay, magnificent. That means that it is going the way that we want it to happen. Okay. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Anthony Glenn. I'm a buy and hold investor out of sunny Southern California. And I see my man Stack Pack in the building. Hey. What up, Stack, man? Good to see you, brother. Thank you for coming into this space. We're going to be rocking and rolling on the ones and twos. And today we're going to be talking about how to win with the VA loan, guys. Anybody can learn this information. I'm going to be telling you everything that you need to know about the VA loan. Stack, why are you in the audience, brother? Cam, why are you in the audience? Karen, why are you in the audience? Get your astronomical self on the stage because right now I am about to kick it like a sensei and tell you guys how we were able to build a $1 billion organization on how to win in real estate with the VA home loan benefit. So for those of you that are here, okay, I want as many people as possible to get on stage. Raise your hand, Jamisha. What's up, Jamisha? Good to see you. Come on stage because we're going to be telling you guys everything that you need to know about the VA home loan benefit. Let me tell you a quick story. So back in 1996, I joined the United States Marine Corps. I bought my first property in Hawaii with the VA home loan benefit. Okay. And then I utilized my VA loan, that first one that I used, and I bought multiple properties utilizing this benefit. And today we're going to be debunking all of the secrets. I retired from the Marine Corps in 1996. Okay. 2016. I joined. That was 20 years of faithful service to our country. I'm a combat 100% disabled combat veteran, and we own 7 companies vertically integrated into for the VA loan. So we have a lot of experience with this benefit, and we have done $1 billion in real estate sales, and primarily those were veterans. So if you're interested in this information and what we're about to kick today, I hope you guys stick in here with us because I'm going to tell you every single thing that you need to know about the VA home loan benefit. Because here's what we're going to do: if you're in the listening lounge, I want you to click the hand raising button and get on stage because I'm going to be debunking a bunch of stuff. And we're going to start with Ian, and then I'm going to get started. So Ian, can you introduce yourself really quick? Let the people know who you are and what you do.
Hey, good morning, team. Thanks for coming in here. My name's Ian Jensen. Thank you to Tony for letting me be a part of the crew. I am a real estate agent here in SoCal and work alongside a lot of the gentlemen on stage. And I'm here to give as much of my information that I have available to y'all as a thank you for coming in here and bringing your experience to the table. So I want to offer up anything I can to help y'all succeed. So we want to thank you very much. I am a member of our nonprofit, the Veteran Homeowners Club. I am a United States Marine Corps veteran, and I am a multi-unit investor. So I put together a real estate portfolio here recently. So I'm just kind of getting started. Been on the phone with contractors all morning. Yep. So let's get going, everybody. I'm happy to help you out as much as I can. And once again, thank you all for coming in here and taking your own due diligence to make sure that you get out there and succeed. Over to you, Tony.
Magnificent. Stack Pack, can you let the people know who you are and what you do, brother? Stack Pack's probably supporting. Okay, so before we get started, are there any questions before we get started? Any questions on stage about the VA home loan benefit? All
I
right.
think my biggest question, hey Tony, it's Cam
Hey
here,
Cam. Hey
realtor
Cam, how you
and
doing?
investor. I am great. How are you, Tony?
Doing good,
Um,
man.
So I just basically, I know I hear you guys talk all the time about assigning VA loans. And is that able to be done through someone who already owns a home, or a VA person who already owns a home, or do they not be able to own right now?
Oh, that's good, good, good. Okay, so the first question that we have is that can you, if you have a VA loan in place, what's up, Bam? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. If you have a VA loan and you have not utilized it, if you've utilized the VA home loan benefit, there is no, let me do a little bit of real estate trivia. All right, here's a pop quiz. If I utilize my VA loan, okay, now let's see. Now, Ian Jensen, I'm inviting all of you guys to the stage. Ian Jensen is going to cash app you, okay, $100 if you can get this question right. All right. So right now, if you want to make $100 right now, get on stage right now. If you're on Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, okay, Christian Mingles, wherever you guys are at, if you want to get this $100, you got to answer this question right. The question is, how does the VA determine if you can use the VA entitlement again? Okay, so that's the question. We got 30 seconds to answer that question. If you're on stage, if I use the VA loan, how can I utilize my VA home loan again?
I know that answer.
Okay, all right. So $100 of Monopoly money. Here we go. All right, what's the answer?
Oh, it's Monopoly money? Wait,
She hurry up and got on stage. I didn't tell you what kind of money it was. But go ahead, answer the question. What you got?
You essentially you figure out what the rest of your eligibility is by the using the formula. Oh gosh, it's 36,000. Wait. 36,000 times 4. Oh, you gave me the word.
Okay, all right. What's the answer? She said, I want to tell you what's gonna happen is that you're gonna.
The details are.
Okay, what's the details? Now you got to get the answer right now.
Okay, 36,000 times 4 minus the amount of the current purchase is what you have. Is the entitlement you have left over? Is that correct? No.
Okay. All right. Here's how it is. Okay, so here's how the VA. Here's the very first thing. Okay. So number one, you pull the certificate of eligibility, Cam, and then how you do that is that you go to any lender, they put the veteran's social security number, first name, last name, and date of birth in va.gov, download the certificate of eligibility, and then it's going to tell you how much eligibility they have left. Now, that person can buy a secondary property. Everybody in here put the word cap, Charlie Alpha Papa, cap. Put cap in the chat. Put cap in the chat. I kind of like the way that sounds. Cap in the chat. All right.
Tactical nuke incoming!
Yeah. All right. So cap. So here's the deal, y'all. The VA home loan benefit cap looks like this. If I have another VA entitlement left, I'm able to purchase a property. It does not matter how much it is. It's going to go to the local area and it's going to tell me how much money I have left. So let me give you an example. I buy a house in North Carolina. Okay. There's no VA loan limit. I can buy a $6 million property with no money down with the VA home loan benefit. Okay. So there's no loan limit on the first purchase. The secondary purchase, when I get to use my VA loan entitlement again, what happens is that, what's going to happen is that I am going to have, money left over. So let's just say that my secondary purchase, I have $300,000 left on my VA entitlement. Everybody put $300,000 in the chat right now because I'm going to give you guys an example. Anything over the $300,000 left over the cap that I have for my secondary use, not the first one, I have to pay 25% of the difference. So Cam, all right, are you there, Cam? Because I want you to get this.
Yes, I'm here. I'm trying to type notes and come back in here at the same time. So
okay,
sorry.
So here's how it works. What is 310,000 minus 300,000?
10,000.
10,000. So that means on my secondary purchase, I have to bring 25% of that $10,000 to closing? What is 25% of $10,000? $2,500. There you go. So that's how your secondary VA purchase works. If you have entitlement left, once you pull that certificate of eligibility, you have to pay 25% of the difference of what you do not have left over. Did I answer your question?
You absolutely did.
Out freaking standing. So now, does anybody else have any questions? I see Bella, Jamisha, Jamie Castaneda, Bam. Do you guys have any questions before we move on to the next topic? Any questions?
Yeah, one question. Pam wants to get to know Cam. I'm done speaking. Bam.
Nope. Nope.
So that's funny, man. So here's so make sure the thing that I want to, you Bam, Cam, what's up, y'all? It's good to see you guys. Let me do a quick room reset. Today, you guys are in the Winning Real Estate House. Today, we're talking about the VA loan secrets everyone should know. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to tell you how to do the VA construction loan. So everybody put VA construction loan in the chat. And we're also going to talk about how you as a civilian, if you guys have never served in the armed forces, okay, you've never served, you've never put your uniform on to serve, to defend our country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. We're going to tell you guys how every last one of you can benefit from utilizing a veteran's VA home loan benefit. Now, Tom, I see a bunch of people in the listening lounge. Who has questions on stage before we go over the next portion?
Anthony, you know what, man? I had to come back. I hear you in here ripping it up, man. Listen, this VA loan secrets.
Oh, you already know,
Anthony,
man.
What's up, man? Talk to me. Listen, look, I just want to say, it's going to be a great opportunity for you guys to get the secrets, the things you should know, right? And if you guys are appreciating what Anthony's doing, share the room out, ping the room out, get up in the chat. But it's all about who you surround yourself with, Anthony, right? I want to know the secrets. I want to know about VA loans. So I'm going to come right here. I'm going to tap into Winning Real Estate. I'm going to follow everybody on the stage because this is what it's about. I want the energy to be there. So, Anthony, I just want to say, man, I'm proud of you, man. I'm in here supporting until 2 p.m. You know, I got to hold my brother down till 2. Then we're going to move over to the media mentors. I got a huge topic going on. But I'm here 10 toes down for my brother, Anthony. And this is what it's about. These VA loans, the secrets, right? And who other than to talk about it than Anthony. So, bro, over to you. I just wanted to come in and chime in. I was a little busy in the back with the podcast. Let's go.
Indeed, man. I freaking love it. Stack Pack, always a blessing to have you grace the stage, the media mogul right here. You know what I'm saying? You trying to get your media on fleek? All right. Stack Pack is your guy. You know what I'm saying? All right, so.
Ooh, I like that machine gun. Hold on, let me see if it's better than this one. If you like that one.
Man, I need one of those, man. Well, see, I ain't got nothing like that, man. All I got is this, man.
Man, I'm gonna load you up, bro.
While you're over there winning with the machine gun, man. You know? So let's get back to the conversation, man. Lauren, good to see you on stage, man. Lauren, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Lauren. How you doing today, sister?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, man. If I'd be doing any better, I'd be a twin. How can we help you? What questions do you have?
Well, I haven't touched my VA loan yet. I don't plan on touching it until I'm almost at 15 years, so I don't want to really touch it too much, but I wanted to know about how to put someone else on your VA loan. I think you tapped that into that before when I was in the room, but like having someone onto your VA loan that has collateral.
Now, let me ask you a question. Now, I'm going to pass the mic over to my brother, Ian Jensen. Ian, are you there? Brother Ian?
Yeah, brother, right here.
Okay, she hasn't used her VA home loan benefit, and she's asking, how can you put somebody on the VA loan? So can you talk to her about that? What do you think?
Yeah, sure. So first things first, though, I got to ask you, why are you not using your VA loan? Because are you active duty?
I'm active duty, but I move like every 3 to 4 years.
Oh, that's
So,
perfect.
so
Okay,
I haven't
so
used.
you clearly have not been in the room enough. So this is actually a really great learning topic for you and everybody else who is kind of following along. All right, ma'am. So This is actually a really uncommon conception, unfortunately. And I'm not trying to pick on you. I just want to use your example because, like I said, it's pretty common, unfortunately. So what happens is, like, if you move every 3 years, you still have time to, like, buy a house, build some equity, and one of three different ways could happen after you buy a house. And you say you buy a house when you first get to a duty station, and then 3 years later you have, like, one of three options. What you have, you could either sell the property and take the equity you have and move and buy somewhere else. You can refinance that property, and or you excuse me, you could turn that into a rental and then buy another property at your next location and have two entitlements open at the same time. Or if you have enough equity at the time when the time comes for you to move, you could refinance it, take whatever equity you have, purchase a rental, and then still buy a new house with your VA loan as your residence at your new duty station. So, like,
And
the
Ian,
options you
let me
have.
interrupt you real quick because I want to do a case study on her. Okay. So Ian, I need a favor from you. So who is that speaking? That's Lauren. Okay, so Lauren,
Yeah.
here's what I want you to do. Are you in a position to where you could write?
Yes.
Okay, because it sounds okay. All right. So right now, what I want you to do is I want you to go get your pen. Where are you currently stationed at right now?
I'm in Williamsburg, Virginia.
Are you in Virginia? Okay. So that's right outside of Fredericksburg. You're in the Army.
I'm in the Navy, so I'm attached to ships all the time. That's why I don't really buy homes, because I'll be on the ship.
Okay, so let's think about this though. Okay, so do you want to be a millionaire? Yes or no?
I want to continue my generational wealth. Yeah.
And do you have a family?
I have one kid,
Okay, what's boy or girl?
a girl. She's 12.
A 12-year-old girl. I have a 12-year-old son. Now watch this. Here's what I want you to do. Okay, Ian. Okay, can we rock out? Because I want to pour into you because nothing that you're doing is going to set yourself up, your son up for more success than your ability to build generational wealth. And you're not going to be able to save your way to that. So what I want to do right now is I'm going to pour into you. If you follow what I'm telling you to do, I'm going to show you where the money is at. So what location are you in? Ian, you ready to rock out?
Yeah, bro, let's go.
Okay. All right. So here's okay. So I want you to Google the area that she's in. You have been in the Navy for 15 years. Okay, that means that you're on your third quarter of your Navy career. So you should be like a chief, right?
First class.
Okay, you're first class. All right.
Hmm.
So now you're first class. You've been in the Navy for 15 years. And so that means that you have had your child, okay, at year, let's see, 15 minus
I had her
12.
in 2011.
Okay, 2011. Okay. So now, out of the past, how long have you been where you're located at right now? How long have
I
you been?
just got here last year.
So you're gonna
Last
be there
year.
for 3 to 4 years, right?
Yes.
Okay. And where do you live now? Is it base housing or you live out in town?
Base housing. I couldn't find nothing when I got here.
Okay. So, and base housing takes all of your housing allowance, correct?
Hmm.
Okay, Ian, okay, so Ian, Ian, can you pull the calculator up? And I want you to do this real time with me so you can actually see this. And I'm gonna show you something that you're probably not even thinking about. So, Ian, can you Google the increase of home values in her area?
Is Fredericksburg, Virginia?
No, Newport News,
Newport
Williamsburg,
News.
Virginia.
Newport
Newport
News,
News.
Virginia.
Hmm.
So look up the increase of houses, the projected increases of house values from last year to this year. Just give me a number, Ian, over the last 2 years. So give me what percentage, okay, and then give me the medium home price there, Ian. Can you do that?
Yep.
Okay. Now the reason why we're doing this, guys, so we can show you guys real time how this works,
I,
so you
I
guys can
got it.
kind of understand what it is that we're doing. You got it, Ian?
Yeah.
Rock
Newport
out.
News home value. Its average home value right now is about 265,000, and over the past year, it's gone up 7%.
Okay. 275,000, you said?
$265,000.
265,000. Every single person put 265,000 in the chat right now. Every single person put 265,000 in the chat right now in this room, because I'm going to show her how. She's going to make money. Okay. Now, Lauren, can you pull up your calculator, please,
Yeah.
on your phone? Just stay off mute, and I want you to work through this with me.
Okay.
Okay. How much do you get in housing allowance there?
2007.
2007 for BAH.
Mhm.
And go ahead and tell her how much money that she's gonna waste being in base housing for the next 3 years. How long are you gonna be stationed there? 3 or 4 years?
4.
Okay, Ian, you ready? You got that? Now pay attention to this. Your housing allowance, while he's getting ready, your BAH is tax-free money. That means you get it. It doesn't show up on your W-2. It's on your leave earnings statement, but it's not on your W-2. That means that you're getting that money to live somewhere, because they know that you have a dependent, right? And in the next 4
Mhm.
years, you're going to get promoted, and housing allowance is going to go up. Okay. So
Right.
Ian, go ahead and tell her how much money is she going to get over a 4-year period, and how much money is she going to get on your annual period. The BAH is 2007. Go ahead, rock out, Ian. Ian. Okay. Okay.
Oh
Here.
man, sorry, I was talking on mute. All right, so $2,000 every month.
Now
So
walk her
2,000.
through it so she can see it. Okay, walk her step by step with this so she can see it, and then I'm going to come in and tell her how much the houses are going to be by the time she gets ready to leave there. You got the first portion, and then just say over to me, and then I'll kick the second portion.
All right, Miss Lauren, do you have your calculator open?
Yes.
All right, can you take $2,007 times 12?
Mhm. Yeah.
All right, then if you're gonna be, so that's how much BAH you get tax free every single year.
Mhm.
So it's kind of an ugly number, I know, but wait, there's more. So
What's the number? You got to tell us the number. What is that number? What is that number that you see, Lauren?
24,084.
Yep. Okay, so now do $24,084 times 4.
That's it's 96,336.
Yep. So $96,000 over a 4-year duty station.
Mhm.
All right, so that's how much money that you could be investing if you bought a house. Okay, and so
Okay.
not all that money is going to go into the house, but it gives you the opportunity to plant the seed to grow in equity. And Tony's
Mhm.
going to talk to you a little bit about what equity is and how much your investment could grow over the time that you're on base or that you're at that duty station.
Okay.
So
All right, you ready, Tony?
Yeah, yes, go ahead. So go ahead and tell her. Okay, so let's go one step further. So $100,000 you're going to lose out on by staying in base housing. That's not going to go in your kid's pocket. That's going to housing
Mhm.
allowance, which is owned by the government. That's number one. Number two, we just showed you that the projected increase in value of homes over the next 12 months is going to be 7%. So let's look how much money. Let's just do those two things, okay? The property value is going to go up 7%. Let's go 6% to be conservative over the next 4 years each year. So Lauren, put 265,000 in your calculator.
Okay.
Let me know when you got it.
200 and what?
265,000.
Okay.
Got
Mhm.
it?
Yes.
Okay, now what you're gonna do is you're gonna put times
Mhm.
7 and then the percent sign equals. What number do you get?
18,550.
That is correct. Okay. So here's what I want you to do. So that means that if you bought a property in January, that means
Mhm.
that the property is going to be worth $19,000 more at the end of the year. Do you understand that?
Oh, okay.
That
Yeah.
means, and that means that the property values are going to increase. That means if you bought it for 265,000, at the end of the year, it's going to be worth $18,000 more.
Nice. Okay. I
Now,
understand what you're saying.
now multiply that number times 4.
Mm,
What do you get?
The 19 or the 18?
That number that you just put in the calculator.
Oh, 74, 2000.
Okay. Do you
I
have
mean,
100?
74, 200.
So do you have $174,000 in your bank account?
No.
Okay, sister. All right, you need to quit losing and start winning with the
Right.
VA loan. It's not. See, this is where a lot of people think they're like military people. They're like, oh, I'm only gonna be here for 4 years. I just showed you by the numbers that property values are going to increase anywhere from around approximately 6% each year, which is approximately 18,000. You're going to be there for 4 years. You know you're going to be there. So that means that your property, by the time you get the property and at the end of your 4-year tour, you're going to have approximately $75 to $80,000 of equity in your property. And what equity is that that's the value of what you pay for the property and what the property value is worth. That's the first thing. The second thing is that you're utilizing your tax-free BAH, which is your housing allowance, to pay what you owe. So instead of giving it to somebody that you don't what you don't own, you're giving that to someone. You're giving that money to something that you own. So would you rather give it
Right.
to a guy like me on the app, or would you rather put it in your pocket in your pocket so your son can benefit in the future from it?
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you're saying. I know I've been sitting on my VA loan for a while, but I think um I always made a goal, like once my daughter gets to like 8th grade, 9th grade, to get a townhome. So cause I do want to utilize my VA loan. Like I said, I've been in y'all rooms before, but you never really broke it down like this. So I'm going to start looking into what I need to do to use my VA loan and all that stuff.
Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Okay, I want you to text the VA loan. I'm gonna put a number in the chat. I want you to text VA loan to this number. Okay, text VA loan to 760-385-8211. Text VA loan your first and last name to that number. I just put it in the chat. Do it right now because I'm going to give you a plan to set up your VA loan today where you can utilize it within the next 12 months. Get your property while you're there. Okay. All right. Now, are you going to
Okay.
do that? Are you going to commit to that process? You
I
don't got to
will
buy
commit
nothing. I'm
to
just
the
going to give you the
process.
information for it. You're not buying anything. We're just going to give you a free consultation on to get positioned to purchase in the future. Okay. Within the next 12
Yes.
months.
Yes, I'm doing it now.
Okay. Out freaking standing, man. All right.
And
Anybody
I
else have
just
any
looked up the
questions about the VA
properties in
home?
Williamsburg, Virginia, and they're pretty decent. Like, there's some nice houses out there for a decent price. So, girl, you better jump on that.
Yeah, my kid goes to Yorktown middle school, so I'm trying to stay in the Yorktown area. The schools are really good, so I've been looking at townhomes and stuff. Like I said, I've just been sitting on my VA loan. I haven't been using it at all, so yeah, I don't want to do that no more.
Okay, and this is what we're gonna do now, Cam. I'm gonna be waiting on you to text me. When I get that text, I'm gonna come on here and say she text y'all because see, here's what it takes, man. What we're doing right now is we're gonna tell you what you need to do. I don't care as long as you have the information. There's some things that you got to be careful of with townhomes also. Now, here's the question that I have. Ian, are you there? If you're a real estate professional or mortgage professional, put a 1 in the chat right now because I want to know who's here. If you're a
Yeah,
real
brother.
estate professional or a mortgage professional and you're here right now on stage, put a 1 in the chat. Okay, Cam. Okay, anybody else? Okay, CC, Gloria, Jamisha. Okay, now I have a pop quiz for y'all. A little bit of real estate trivia. All right. Here's the question that I'm going to ask for you guys. What should I look for if a person is buying a condo with the VA home loan benefit? There's something that you have to be careful of. That what are some of the things that I should look for if I wanted to sell? Let's see here. If I wanted to sell my sister Lauren a property in Virginia, what are some of the key things that I need to look for? Anybody know? HOA. I got HOA in there. Okay, what about the HOA? I got HOA in the chat. What else?
CC&Rs.
CC&Rs. CC&Rs. I got CC&Rs. I'm putting that in the chat. Okay, HOA, CC&Rs. Anybody else? Anybody else? Homeowners Association, CC&Rs, what else? Can anybody tell me why I need to look for that? And this is the reason why, Bam, I'm glad that you brought this to the stage, and I'm going to all the way pour into you. Why should I be looking at the CC&Rs and the Homeowners Association restrictions? Anybody on stage can tell me, any real estate professionals, can you guys tell me what I need to be looking for regarding the CC&Rs and the Homeowners Association? What should I be looking for? Okay, Ian, do you want to?
Any items that could affect the resale of that property or the desirability of that property, because HOAs can be weird. Some of them can have rules regarding expenses, and some of them could have like some predatory stuff built into them, especially if it's in a nice area and okay. So this is something that we get in San Diego all the time. Is you'll get it's a nice area, like a really highly desirable area, and what they do is they'll put they'll do a development project there that is more affordable than the normal house in that area. But what they do is they build in a super expensive HOA. So basically, whoever owns that community association, they're making bank on the HOA fees, but they still sell the units all the time because that's the only thing that's available in a lower price point in that nice area. So what they're doing is they're basically taking advantage of people. So you got to look out for different communities like that to make sure that you're not getting suckered into paying for somebody else's bills.
Okay, and this is another thing too. Good job, Ian. And this is another thing, guys. Listen, Homeowners Association, guys, let me tell you something. Imagine all of you guys were on stage right now and everybody y'all were in a condo, okay? And let's just say that Sarah decides that Sarah, I'm just picking on you, okay? So don't get mad at me. Don't shoot me, all right? Sarah decides that she does not want to pay her mortgage, right? So she decides that she needs to move out, but she's not going to pay the mortgage. Now there's a lien, which is a lawsuit, right? Because she didn't pay that mortgage. If the homeowners association is not healthy, that can lose the certificate of eligibility to even do VA loans in that property. Now, here's the question that I would say: in the event that happens, how does that affect all of the properties in the area? Because remember, homeowners association, typically when you have condos and townhomes, you have a planned unit development, and it's usually on one parcel of land in most cases if it's a condo. So if you buy that condo, that litigation can affect the entire homeowners association. And therefore, if there's litigation or any type of lawsuits against the homeowners association, you lose that VA certificate. And then if the VA certificate is not eligible, that usually means that the FHA certificate is not eligible. So what that essentially means is this. That means that I can only do cash and conventional buyers. And that means it's going to eliminate people being able to buy the property. Now, everybody put this acronym in the chat. STUD: scarcity, transferability, utility, and demand. STUD: scarcity, transferability, utility, and demand. Now I have a little bit of real estate trivia. All right, I have a question for you real estate professionals selling all of these houses, and you're the top 1% of the 1% of 1% in your area with no sales. Okay, no, I'm joking. Shots fired. What area of scarcity, transferability, utility, and demand does this affect? Here's a scenario.
Home value.
Home value, okay, which is what? What affects what? Home values. That's one of them. Why does it affect the home value?
Because it affects the ability to sell or the increase of, what's the word I'm looking for? It affects the appreciation.
You out of time, girl. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys are liking the flow of the room right now, man, because we're cooking, man. Put a 1 in Cam. You know I'm messing with you. Cam is one of our homies. As a matter of fact, thank you, Cam, for pulling up today. We really appreciate you rocking out with us and being a good sport. Okay, so
Of course.
okay, so anybody else? Okay, she said that it affects which one does it affect? You only got 4 choices: A, scarcity; B, transferability; C, utility; D, demand. Which one does it affect? Okay. Somebody put
Transferability.
bingo, 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 bingo. All right.
Redemption.
There you go. Okay. It affects transferability. Okay. And because what it does is that you can't, if there is a condo and there's litigation on a condo in the area and there's 300 units in there, and then the HOA is only allowing conventional buyers and cash buyers, that eliminates a big population of people because they can't use the FHA loan and the VA loan. Transferability is what it affects. Okay. Good. That is the right answer. Okay. Anybody else have any questions on stage right now in regard to make sure that the HOA, the home, and Lauren, this is the reason why you need to be and go through our little situation. And I did get your text. Thanks for committing to that. And the reason why we wanted to do that is because we wanted to make sure that you got the information that you need, because you'll end up going into a situation to where a real estate professional out there in Virginia have you put the money down, and then you go into a purchasing scenario and you're not able to sell that property because now you got a loss, you have a litigation on your homeowners association, and then that's going to affect the value of the property because only a certain type of buyer that can come in there. And typically condos are usually the lowest barrier of entry for purchasing properties. In addition to that, you also want to look and see if the condo fees eat up your purchasing power. Now, here's another real estate trivia question. All right. Now, for those of you who are sitting in the listening lounge, raise your hand and get on stage, man, because I want you guys to participate, okay? Here's the next question, all right? The next question is, how does homeowners association fees affect the affordability for a veteran purchasing a property? This should be an easy one. How does the homeowners association fees affect the ability to purchase a property? Anybody have any answers for that?
Chops into the budget.
Bingo. Can you unpack that, Ian?
Okay, so everybody, the components of a monthly payment, they're PITI. All right, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, and then HOA fees and special assessments. I added those two on the end. They're not part of the acronym, but they do include the cost.
P-I-T-I. Go
Was
ahead.
that English?
No. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. So PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. The principal is what you borrowed. That's what you're paying back the bank. The interest is the cost of borrowing the money. That's the fee you have to pay the bank. Taxes. That's the taxes that you have to pay to the municipality, right? Your property tax, that kind of thing. Insurance, that is something that the bank makes you keep on the property to ensure that if that thing burns down, that they can they're not going to lose money. All right, and then this is what we're talking about. Then it comes to HOA fees and special assessments. All right, so we're going to just we'll talk about special assessments a little bit later, but long story short, that's an extra tax that feeds developing areas. Okay, so HOA fees are another aspect of your monthly payment, and they can be minor, $100, $200, but some of them can be really expensive, and if you live in like a luxury community, I've seen them as high as like $5,000. But that's, I mean, you're getting a very, very nice quality of life there. That's like the golf course, and you're basically living on a resort, but they do exist. So, but say if you are somebody who has, like, you're capped out at your monthly payment is at $2,000, and you find a condo that's in an area you like, but the HOA fees are $500 a month. That's 1/4 of your monthly payment going to an HOA that does not contribute to your equity position. Because what everyone wants to do is, if you're going to be spending, X number of dollars a month, you would like as much of that as possible to go to paying it off. So if you got more money in your budget just going to a fee that you have to pay then that affects the amount of house that you can buy. All right. So in some circumstances, say let's do a purchase price of 400,000. If I have a house at 400,000 and a condo at like 350,000, and that condo has a $200 or $250 HOA, my payment is going to be exactly the same, give or take. These are ballpark figures, everybody. But in case you didn't follow me there, like you could buy what would you rather have, a $400,000 house or a $350,000 condo if you're going to be paying exactly the same price?
$400,000 house, easy.
The
Bam,
bingo.
right there. Thank you, Cam. So that's what I'm trying to talk about. So if this is something that it's not like all HOAs are bad. I'm not trying to say that. Some of them are convenient. Some of them do serve a purpose, and some of them are an unfortunate necessity. However, you just want to be sure that you have the full picture before you sign on the dotted line, because it is an expense. Bottom line. All right, back to you, Tony.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. All right. So here's the deal, guys. Here's what I want you guys to do. Can you guys do me a favor? If you guys are enjoying the conversation that we've been kicking it like a sensei and rolling like a honey bun, put a fire emoji in the chat right now, or a one if you got a T-Mobile sidekick, okay? Because I know some of y'all don't have no emojis on your phone, okay? Put a one in the chat or a fire emoji in the chat if you got your emojis. If you like what we're talking about today, because we're going to continue to roll out something. And here's what we're going to do next, okay? So check this out. I need for every single person to click the link above my head, okay? And I would like for you guys to put VA loan. So you guys can y'all say hi to me right now? I'm live and in color. And as soon as I do that, my media guy is actually messing around with the camera. But hopefully you guys can still hear me. His battery is dead. Okay. Y'all could see a little bit of something. Okay. But if you guys could do me a favor, I am live and in color on Facebook. Okay. Clubhouse, TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, the whole nine. Okay. So if you guys could pop into the SitRep YouTube channel and help me get there, we have 426 people left before we start to monetize. So if you guys could click that link and just say hello, that'll trigger the algorithm to let you guys know that we're here. I would really appreciate that if you guys could do that. And I got another listener on Twitter Spaces. I have invited you to speak. Thank you for pulling up. And let's get back to it. I see 19 people that just joined. Thank you guys for saying that. If you guys could put VA loan in the chat. Hello, everybody. And if you guys are looking on Facebook, you guys could see me as well. I would really appreciate that. If you guys could do that, that would be really amazing. Thank you guys for doing me the 14 thumbs up that we have. And I see you guys did come in here. 19 people on the live right now. So I really, really appreciate that.
I can't see where the comment on there, Tony.
What's the comment? I can't see the comment. It says, why? That's why we need college. Oh my God, man. Let me see if I can we invite, where are you at? Is that Clarissa?
No, it's Cam. I had went to the YouTube live, but I didn't see where the comment at.
Oh, you
I
can't
just liked and subscribed.
Okay, you can't comment on my YouTube? Okay, all right. Let me see. I got the 19 people. You guys see me? Appreciate you guys. There is an opportunity for you to get on there and then do some chatting. And then guys, what we're going to be able, we're in the future, we're going to send you guys a link so you guys can get on a live with us, and then you can do live question and answer. Some of y'all need to put y'all wig on. Okay, don't put your wig on backwards. Okay, and you guys can get in here on Clubhouse and YouTube. We will be doing that. I see 21 people that are on here now. Appreciate you guys doing that. Now, here's what we're going to do next, guys. When I get 2 more people on, I need 5 people to raise their hand. Now we're going to talk about the joint VA loan and the VA construction loan. If you want to know how to buy a property with 0 money down with a veteran, a multi-unit, up to 5 units, we are going to tell you how to do that right freaking now. So here's the deal. I need 5 people right now on Clubhouse to raise their hand. And then also, we're going to start talking about the VA construction loan next. Are there any questions on stage about the VA home loan entitlement? Anybody have any questions about the VA loan while you're on stage? Aluja, Saeed, anyone? Robert? Anybody on stage want to ask questions about the VA home loan benefit? Sarah, CC, thank you for pulling up. I appreciate it. Cam, what you got?
I have somebody in the audience. I want them to come up because I sent them the link. We talked about this when we first met, that I knew you and you were the VA loan guru. He is a veteran and he really doesn't have any clue where to start with his VA loan. So I don't know what tips you can just a quick little beginner tip that you can throw out, because I don't know if he's going to come on stage, but he needs to hear something from you.
What's his name? Tim?
No, it just says Cam guest right now, but his name is Vic.
Vic, what's up, Vic? I'm inviting you to the stage, brother. Okay. All right, here's the deal. Okay. Let's give you a couple of nuggets. Okay. Everybody put the number 7 and the number 5 in the chat. 7 and the number 5. 7 and the number 5. Okay, Ian. Are you there? Brother Ian?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell them about what's so magical about number 7 and number 5? Can you kick it and tell them how the VA multi-unit purchasing works?
All right, everybody. Okay, so listen up.
What's up,
Listen
Frederick?
good, because this is one of the best. All right, so this is one of the best things about the VA loan that not everybody is aware of, because this is real. So there's like using your entitlement, and then there's maximizing your entitlement. And if you have the ability to do so, like, pay attention to the next couple things I'm going to say here. So 5 and 7 are the limits of what you can purchase with your VA loan in terms of a multifamily property. Multifamily means more than one dwelling unit on one parcel. Parcel is basically the social security number of the piece of property, right? One property. Okay, so what this means is that 5 and 7 are the limits of the number of units you can buy with your VA loan at 0 down. All right, so the 0 down is the biggest benefit of the VA loan, right? And some of these buildings could be very expensive. So if you buy a 5-plex or you buy a 7-plex, that's probably a very expensive building and property. So to be able to buy something very expensive with 0 money down and utilize the rental income that it's generating as your income to purchase that property is a gigantic advantage. Okay, so 5 and 7, 5 units as a single veteran borrower, not single as in not married, that's a single as in one entitlement, and 7 as 2 veterans. So say Tony and I are both veterans. We were tight in the Marine Corps. We're like, hey, bro, high five. Let's buy some stuff. So we go and we find a
You can go ahead and say it
7-unit
in, man.
building.
You know he wanted to say, let's buy some shit.
Yeah, that's right. It's a family show. It's a family show, right? So what we're gonna do is that, like, so it's 7 units. I occupy one property, one unit. Tony would occupy another unit, and then we would have 5 other residential units that are rented out. All right, and we can utilize that income. So say Tony and I, we only say it's a $700,000 unit, and Tony and I can each only afford $100,000 each. But the amount of income we get from the other 5 units is enough to tell the bank that we make enough income on this property to purchase it, right? So together, even though we can each only afford $100,000, with the extra income from the rental units, we can still purchase this property because that property can generate income, and that gives the bank the warm fuzzy to give us the go ahead to go buy this. And the same rules apply for buying a 5-plex if you're a single entitlement person, right? So say for me, like, I'm married, right? So me and my wife, we buy a 5-plex. We live in one unit. We have 3 residential units, and then we have 1 commercial unit, meaning like 1 business unit. That's not to be confused with a commercial commercial property. That's a different thing. That's a different real estate term, and we'll cover that later.
Now let me
But
break this
I'm
down all the
gonna
way
say,
down. Let me
go for it.
throw me the layup right now. Let me read this, guys. Okay, this is fresh out of the VA handbook. If a property is to be owned by 2 or more eligible, everybody on stage right now, unmute your mic and count for me. All I need for y'all to be able to do is count to 5. Okay. All right. Everybody on stage, if you're on stage right now, unmute your mic and just count. Okay. And I don't want you guys to miss this. I'm going to read it right out of the book. Okay. Okay. All right. Here we go. Listen to what I'm about to tell you, because this is a lot of misconceptions, because a lot of people say that it can only be 4 units, and it's not true. Listen, if a property is to be owned by 2 or more veterans, how many?
2 or more.
It may consist of 4 family units. Okay. So how many is that? 2 plus 4.
6. I just was trying not to. I feel like I'm participating too much.
6, man. Y'all count. You can be like, man, that sound like 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let me read it again. If the property is to be owned by 2 or more eligible veterans, 2, how many is that? 2. It may consist of 4 family units and 1 business unit, for a total of how many?
6.
Okay. 7. Let me read it again. Thus, 2 veterans, okay, so it's 2 veterans, me and another veteran, 2, may purchase or, say or, everybody. Everybody unmute your mic and say or.
Or.
Or 2, listen, thus 2 veterans may purchase or construct. So can I build with the VA loan?
Yes.
Yes. Thus, 2 veterans may purchase or construct residential property consisting of up to a 6 family unit, the basic 4 units plus 1 additional unit for each veterans. And did I say or did I say and? And what does and mean? Is that plus or negative?
Plus.
Plus, and 1 business unit. So that's a total of 7. Here it is right here. If the property contains I'll read this again. If the property is to be owned by 2 or more eligible veterans, so that means me and Ian are veterans. We're the 2 eligible veterans. We use both of our VA loan. It may consist of 4 family units and 1 business unit. Each unit can have a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. So that means that I have a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. He has a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It's 1 building and it has 2 doors. 1 door leads to the 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. That's my unit, unit number 1, and unit number 2 could be 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms for Ian. And it may consist of 4 family units and 1 business unit plus 1 additional unit for the veteran participating in ownership. That additional unit can be a what? A business. Thus, I'm going to read it again. Thus, 2 veterans may purchase or construct residential property consisting for up to 6 units, the basic 4 units plus 1 unit for each of the 2 veterans, plus 1 unit for each of the 2 veterans. So that's a 6-plex. I live in 1 unit. He lives in 1 unit. So what's 6 minus 2?
4.
4. So that means that I have 4 doors, 3-bedroom, 2 bathrooms that I can rent those units out, and 1 business unit attached for me to sell when in real estate merch. Let's freaking go. Any questions about the multi-unit purchasing with the VA home loan benefit? Anybody have any questions about that? Man, you ain't got no questions, man. I'm cooking in like that. You ain't got no questions. I know we got to have some questions. Okay. So that means that I could buy or build. So that means if my man, my brother Ellis said, yo, Anthony, I got an investor. He wants to do some construction. Can you find me 2 veterans? Okay. Absolutely. I get those 2 veterans. Those 2 veterans decide that they want to do a multi-unit. Okay. Ellis could be the money. What happens, and let me walk you guys through this process. So right now, I want y'all to put 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the chat. Those numbers, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Let me tell you how the VA construction loan works. We're going to break these numbers down so how you can build a VA construction loan with the VA home loan benefit. Anybody have any questions or any comments about the about before we go ahead and kick it and tell you guys how the VA construction loan works? Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Does it have to be, all the units have to be ground up, or can it be partial? Can there be existing units and then be a partial build?
Great question. It can be an existing unit and you can do a partial build. You can acquire that VA construction loan and then you can do that. It would not be a VA. It wouldn't be a. So for that building, you do have to have 2 veterans entitlement for that, though, if it's going to be a 7-plex. So, and essentially what that could be is it could be one building, or it could be one building with it, and it doesn't have to. They don't have to be attached. You can have 2-3 units on the parts as long as it's on one APN number, which is the actual. The APN number essentially is the Social Security number for the land. It has to be on one parcel of land. You can have 2 buildings, 3 buildings on that parcel, and it could be a total of 7 units. You can have a multi-unit to where it has, one building with 3 units, and the other building has 3 units, and then you can have a store, like a little storefront on top of that, or you can have like as long as you have that, it could be a mixed-use property up to 7 units using 2 entitlements. Now, here's the other part to that. You do not have to put any money down to do this deal. How you like that? How you like that, Brother Ellis?
That's beautiful. Now, husband and wife, can they divide up their entitlement if they're both veterans? Can they divide it up, or is it considered one?
Phenomenal question. So I'll let Ian answer that. What has to happen, Ian, regarding that deal?
Yeah, they cannot be married. So, like for instance, if me and my wife are both veterans, we could only purchase like a 5-plex, like the upper limit of the single entitlement. However, if like I use the example of Tony and I, we're buds and we're going to invest. We, as 2 different individuals, can buy up to 7.
Now watch this, Ellis. To go a little bit further, let's just say that Ian and I are married. Her name is Anisha. Okay, me and Anisha are married. Okay, okay, that's my boo thing. Okay, this is just a joke, y'all, so don't get all snuggly on me. Okay, all right. Me and Anisha are married, right? We decided we want to buy a multi-unit. Okay, would you rather have 10 units or 7 units, brother? Which one would you rather have, Ellis?
I want 10.
You want 10, right? So remember, one veteran, I would use the one entitlement to buy a 5-plex, and then I would use the other entitlement to buy another 5-plex, so I have 10 units. The only problem with this is that it has to be zone residential because, like in California, everything's an ADU now. So this could totally be done out here in California. You build a multi-unit utilizing the VA home loan benefit, and you rock out that way. So this is something that could completely, absolutely, unequivocally be done, and it's called the VA construction loan. And let me read this. All right. Any joint loan for which the veteran holds title of the property in person other than the veteran's spouse must be submitted prior to approval. Okay. The loan for the veteran and the veteran's spouse will hold title to the property. Whether or not the spouse also uses the entitlement may be closed automatically by the lender. That means that the veteran's spouse is not considered a joint VA loan, okay? Because we live in the same unit. And the reason why they do that is because they know you're trying to become an investor. The VA loan is for you to live in a property, but you can utilize it for investment properties as well. So if we got a divorce, I lived in one unit, she lived in one unit, then we can do the 7 unit. But if we were married, we could only use one entitlement. She would have to use her VA entitlement to live in a different unit, but it makes more sense. Billy Love, I see you in the chat. I see that. Billy Love, can you come to the stage? I'm gonna text this number again. 760-385-8211. Text VA loan to this number, your first and last name, and then we will get you on calendar so you guys can ask questions about the VA home loan benefit. We got you. Okay. So and this is free, guys. And if you're a real estate professional and you want to know how to solicit to veterans and help more veterans, we have a program that you guys could be a part of, so you can help us get more veterans into the program and help them invest. But the beauty of this is that any last one of you guys, if you guys know a veteran, if you know a veteran and you want to invest with them, you can do it either with money down or no money down. Okay, Ellis, I got your question next. Is there automatic VA takeout loan after the construction is complete? Okay. Yes. Okay. Ian, do you want to break down? Remember, I told y'all to put 1, 2, 3, 4 in the chat. Everybody put 1, 2, 3, 4 in the chat, man. We're going to rock out with you guys and tell you guys about how this works. Now we're going to talk about how the VA construction loan works. Now, so I want you guys, number one, I want y'all to put lender. Okay. Put a number 1, and then I want you to put lender by it. Number 1 is going to be L. Just put L for lender. Okay. Number 2 is going to be the veteran. Okay. Number 3 is going to be escrow. ESCROW. And then number 4 is going to be the contractor. Okay. So here it is. All right. I put it in the chat. Number 1 is going to be the lender. Number 2 is going to be the veteran. Number 3 is going to be escrow. And number 4 is going to be the contractor. Okay. All right. So we're going to do a little scenario. We're going to be doing a little bit of role play, and I'm going to show you guys how this works, how the VA construction works. And then we're going to answer Ellis's question in regard to the takeout loan and how it works. Okay. Ian, you want to start off with number 2, the veteran?
All right. Okay. So, as Tony just mentioned, right, we got the money. We've identified the bank that can provide the VA loan, the VA construction loan. That's a different product, so they need to have that that authority. Okay.
How though?
So, excuse me.
How can the veteran? How can the veteran? How does the vet? How do we identify the? How does the veteran identify which banks do the VA construction loan?
You contact the Witten Real Estate Group at 760, where's that number? 385-2811, and we can help you out.
Oh, is it 2811 or 8211? Did I type it
I
wrong?
don't know. Well, if you typed it wrong, if you did.
760-385-8211. That's right. That's correct.
Okay. Okay. Well, right on. Well, anyway, long story short, contact us. We'll figure it out. Okay. So identify the lender, get the money. The veteran then contacts the lender, gives the money to escrow. So escrow
You're
is a
going too
neutral
fast,
third
man.
party.
You're going way too fast. Okay. Step 1, the veteran has to have his VA entitlement. Okay. Step 2, the veteran goes to number 1, who is the who? Who's number 1, y'all?
Lender.
The lender. The lender has to be VA construction approved. Ian, how do they get VA construction approved?
They go through the VA's certification process. That can all be done on va.gov.
Bingo. Okay. So now that's step 2. So vet goes to the lender. The lender is VA certified. The lender, he says, I want to build a property. I want to build a property at $500,000. Okay. Now, what does the lender do with the money, Ian? What's next?
Okay. So once everybody's in play, builder's been identified, veteran has eligibility, qualifies for the loan, and has the paperwork filed. The lender now, with all the right ducks in a row, sends the money to the neutral third party, and that person is called the escrow. All right. So what the escrow does is holds on to the money throughout the duration of the project. And what happens is that the escrow doesn't just give the money to the builder all at once, right? Because what's that builder going to do? He's going to ride out, and you're not going to see him anymore, right? So what happens is the bank releases the money to the builder in phases, all right? And in the terms of the deal, that's called the draws, all right? Like you draw money from the bank. So every time there's a phase completed, the bank issues money to the builder for the work completed, right? So if there's site work, they need to bulldoze some trees, they need to, establish a foundation for the house, they need to run sewer and power to that to the location of the structure. All right, that's going to be one draw on the bill from escrow.
And it also
Then
could be called what, Ian? A draw or what?
A withdraw.
A withdraw. That is correct.
Okay. So once that is done in phases, all right, so the veteran still has not started to pay payments on this loan. Okay. So make that note. So you don't have to make a single payment until that loan closes. All right. Or excuse me, until that home has been deemed appropriate for occupancy. All right, so it's a certificate that's done, so it's an official process. So what happens here is the home gets built, and escrow has released the appropriate amount of funds to the builder. The builder's paid, and they're happy, right? You get the certificate of occupancy. All right, so once that's ready to go, that means that the house is fit for people to live in. Then what happens here is the bank creates one new loan to that. Sorry, y'all, I got something caught. The bank then creates one new loan for the veteran to start paying on. It replaces the construction loan with a traditional VA loan that the veteran had zero money out of pocket for to purchase. So what happened here is that the veteran saved several different closing fees with the bank. And now, because what's usually more expensive, buying a house that's built or building a house?
Buying a house that's built.
Exactly. So what happens here is you, the veteran, are walking into a property that has already, most likely, fingers crossed, right, has some equity built into the built into the property because it costs less to build a house that's worth $400,000 than it is to go out and buy a house that's at $400,000.
Outstanding. And put a 1 in the chat, guys, if you guys like that. Let me recap real quick, okay? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys enjoyed that, and let me walk through this process really quick again. Okay, number one, the veteran, the first step, the veteran goes where? What does the veteran go to? I hope you guys are picking it up. Anybody can get off mic. If you guys are in here,
Construction lender that's VA construction loan approved.
bingo. The veteran goes to number one, which is the lender, and say, hey, I want to do the VA construction loan. The veteran does have to be, the lender does have to be VA construction approved. After they're VA construction approved, if they're not, they can get VA construction approved. Okay. Once they get VA construction approved, va.gov is where they go. They get that certificate of build. Then that money goes into number 3, which is escrow. Escrow is a neutral third party. It's a holding account where the money goes into. All of the money goes there. Everybody unmute your mic and say all. All of the funds go into the escrow. So if the build was $500,000, all of the money goes into escrow. All right. Then something happens within escrow, and then they get a draw schedule and they get 2 things. They get a draw schedule, okay, and then they get a scope of work. Everybody put draw schedule and scope of work. There's additional things that come into there, but the two things that the contractor will get is a draw schedule and a scope of work. Can anybody on stage tell me what a scope of work is or a draw schedule? Everybody put draw schedule and scope of work in the chat. Draw schedule and scope of work. Draw schedule, scope of work. I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm not gonna give you out of the game until I see draw schedule and scope of work in the chat. Draw schedule and scope of work. Draw schedule and scope of work. Okay. Draw schedule and scope of work comes next. After that draw schedule and scope of work, the draw schedule is basically like a timeline of where upon build that they're gonna withdraw the money out to pay the contractor as he's progressing through the build. Okay. So the first draw could be the permits and the engineer report. Okay. The second draw could be pouring the foundation. The third draw could be framing. The fourth draw could be plumbing, heating, air, electrical, foundation, and roof. The fifth draw could be carpentry work. The sixth draw could be recording, getting the inspections. And then the last and final draw would be getting the certificate of occupancy. Now, after all of that happens, then the veteran, then the deal is closed. Okay. The contractor does his final inspection. The certificate of occupancy is issued, and then the veteran moves in. The veteran does not pay 1 single penny during this process. Now, that's the beauty of it, because if you were doing a construction loan with anyone else, you would have a loan for the land and a loan for the build. And as soon as you withdraw that money, the amortization schedule kicks in and you'll be paying whatever interest rate is on that property until both of those until it's finished. Okay. With this scenario, the veteran doesn't do anything. Okay. Here it is. I'm gonna read it right out of the VA handbook. The VA will guarantee a construction to permanent loan that is a loan to finance the construction purchase of a residence. The loan is to be closed prior, say prior, y'all. Prior to the start of construction, with proceeds dispersed to cover the cost of or the balance owned on the land and the balance in escrow. So can you buy land with the VA construction loan? Yes. The escrowed monies are paid out of the builders out to the builder during construction. The lender must obtain written approval from the borrower before each draw payment is provided to the builder. Obviously, they want to pay the money out as he builds. Okay. The veteran begins making payments on the construction to permanent loan only after the construction is completed. Therefore, the initial payment on principal may be postponed up to 1 year if necessary. Did y'all hear that? So the very first payment could be postponed up to 1 year after the start of construction. Here's an example. Okay, the loan must be amortized to achieve full repayment within its remaining terms. Here's an example. If it takes 6 months to complete the construction, the payment schedule for the veteran obtaining a 30-year mortgage must provide a full repayment schedule for 29 years and 6 months. So guys, listen, I'm telling y'all, if you're trying to build a property and you don't have the money, find a veteran and do the VA construction loan with them. Use their certificate, build a multi-unit, get in the job, and then after you get some equity position in the property, do a cash out refinance for your deposit on your next purchase. So now you guys both benefit. You use the veteran's VA loan for the first purchase. You do a cash out refinance or HELOC, a home equity line of credit. Take that money out and give it to the person that doesn't have the VA loan. And then you give them that 20% down for the next purchase. And then you guys both own, are investors now. Okay? Because $1 will get you $5 of real estate. So that means if I take $100,000 out of the first property, that's going to buy me $500,000 of property because that's 20% for the next purchase. Any questions on the VA construction loan? Any questions? Okay.
I just want to take your brain and put it in mine, Tony. That's all.
Hey, I like it. You know what I'm saying? All right. I got a big old round head, man. So I don't know if my brain might be sticking out the ears or something for you.
You see my head. I got a big round head too, but it ain't with your brain in it. Okay.
I love it, man. Indeed. Ellis, did you have some questions or somebody else had any questions on stage right now? Okay. Here's the next thing we're going to talk about. Everybody put the word. Okay, so it says, Karen said the veteran only has one loan to pay back. Yes, the veteran only has, after you do that VA construction loan, there's only one loan. Okay, just like a regular loan. Because when you get done, that loan, all of the loan goes into one loan, and then you have the just one regular VA loan. Okay, and the beauty of this is that the interest rates are lower for the veteran. Okay. So
I was going to ask about interest rates. Are they building? Can you be paying on that, or should you be putting that away?
No, you don't pay on anything while they're doing the construction because they're building. Okay. So once the house is built, then you will assume the payments and everything else. So you don't have to pay any interest or anything until the property is actually built and you take ownership of that property.
No, I got that. But is the interest accruing as this is happening, or does it not press play until it's done?
It press play when it's done. Okay. Any other questions about the VA home loan benefit? I see, let's see here. I see Full Sandbox on Twitter Spaces. Thank you for coming to the stage. What question do you have, brother? Twitter? I can't hear you, man.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, yes. What you got?
What's up, brothers? Chintakas. Changed my name. I'm still interested about how, can you run that back real quick on how you said use the VA loan and someone else is putting up that 20% and he's paying, basically, are you saying he would be, if I was using my VA loan with someone who's not a veteran, he would be paying me the 20%.
Okay, so Ian, do you want to explain that, and then I'll throw you the alley oop, and you can slam dunk. I'll throw you the alley oop, and you can slam dunk it. But you go
Okay.
ahead and start first, and then I'll finish it up.
Okay. So, all right. So the scenario changes regarding circumstance, but I'll give you the numbers. Okay. So the numbers, let's look at, we'll say it's $100,000 is the purchase price. All right. So we'll do it for easy math. All right. So say I'm a veteran and or you're the veteran and I'm your friend who we're going to go into business together and we're going to knock down this joint investment, right? So you being the veteran, you have to live there. Period. Okay? It has to be your house that you live in as your primary residence.
I
Me,
have to
the
live there, or I have to have the intent to live there.
No, you
you
gotta
have
live
to
there,
have
bro.
the intent to live there, but you know what I mean? You tell it to the judge in that
I'm
case. You
Tony
know what I mean?
trained.
All right, there you go. All right, so you have to have the intent to live there. All right, so if I'm your friend, I'm the investor. So the way it works, though, is that because Uncle Sam isn't going to back me up because I didn't serve in the military, that they're going to still give you the entitlement that you have, right? You the veteran still get to go into that house with zero money out of pocket for a down payment. However, me, the non-veteran, would have to come in with 12.5% of the purchase price. So on that $100,000 house, you would come in with no money down. However, I would have to come in with $12,500 down. However, what makes this still a really good deal is 12.5 is a ton better than 20, but but you as a veteran still have all the benefits of the VA loan. Like we'll talk about it here in a minute, such as the cash out refinance, the interest rate reduction refinance loan, the no mortgage interest. You have all these other ancillary benefits of the VA loan as an investor. So in the case that say you're only able to purchase, less than what you want, you can have somebody come in there and give you the reserves that you need. And all they have to do is come in with a 12.5% down, and you still have all the other benefits. Back to you, Tony.
Okay, and the basic example. Okay, so the reason why let me run through the scenario again. Okay, let me give you an example. Okay, are you ready? Okay, who's that brother that was speaking? Okay, so
Yeah, go ahead, Tony. I got you.
Okay, so right now let's do a case study right now, guys. Okay, let's do a case study. Everybody, if you're on Twitter Spaces, put 500,000 in the chat. If you're on Clubhouse or Facebook, put 500,000 on there in the chat. Okay, and then guys, and for those of you who are on here, can I get Aluja? Are you here, brother? Aluja. Oh, Ashley, can you do me a favor, Ashley? I'm testing something out. Okay, Dr. Ashley, if you can do me a favor, I put a link in the chat. Click that link in the chat. We're testing out something new, and then see if you can come on with us. I want to see if I can bring you on as I'm speaking. We're trying something new. Jamisha, can you do that too? Because you guys, I know you, Ellis, if you could do that as well. I want to see if I can have you guys on here and how this.
It says that it's expired.
It says it's expired, brother. Okay, we'll try it again. Okay, thank you, Ashley. Okay, so here's an example. $500,000. You had the property for you found a distressed multi-unit. You decided to buy that property with a veteran. There's two ways. One, you go on title to the property. That means I purchased the property and then I go on the title as a joint owner to that property. I put no money down. The second way would be if I was able to put 12.5% down of that $500,000. That means I own the property with that person. Okay. So here's a fundamental example. Okay. So if I was to, if I decided that the property went up in value, okay, up to, it's the same link. Okay. Can you try it again, Ashley? Because I just had somebody try it and it worked. Okay. So let's just say that, somebody's in the green room. I see it now. Oh, that's Anthony. Okay. See if you can get in the green room because I'm doing this live right now. We want to see if we can add you because I just tried it and I came on. Dr. Ashley, the link is in the chat. Maybe I need to repost it in there. Can you post it in there again? Okay, I just posted that recent link in the chat. See if that one works, Dr. Ashley, if you can. So $500,000 property. I bought it as a multi-unit. Everybody put 210. Put 210 in the chat right now. This number is fundamental because this is how many days you have to wait after the first mortgage payment to do a cash out refinance, okay? Or a HELOC, a home equity line of credit. So let's just say I lived in the property. Some people have rules when you buy a multi-unit, depending on the bank, they'll say that you got to be in the property 1 year, but you can do a cash out refinance on the property. Now, here's an example. Who's that in the green room? Let me see if I can add. Is that okay? If y'all could see us on live, I'm bringing, okay, because what I'm doing right now is I'm bringing on, if you click the link, you guys could get on and actually interface with me. I'll be able to see your camera on YouTube. We're trying out something new. And guys, I'm simulcasting from Twitter, LinkedIn, Clubhouse, Facebook right now, okay? So here's a fundamental example, okay? So now the property increases in value 150,000. So that means that I got the property and it's a distressed multi-unit. I bought it with my VA loan. And me and Ian, he's the non-veteran, and he comes on the loan with me, but he doesn't go on the loan, but he goes on title to the property. So that means that the title will say it's owned by Anthony Glenn and Ian Jensen as joint tenants, right? Or tenants in common, or however you take title. He has ownership, but he's not on the loan. He has ownership. So after 210 days after the first mortgage payment, I can do a cash out refinance 100% of the equity. So that means that if the property appreciated, that means that it went up in value $150,000. I can take that $100,000, I can take all of that money out and give it to Ian for a deposit on another property. So that means that there's two ways. I can either do a HELOC or I can do a cash out refinance and have one loan. So the benefit of one, the HELOC, you keep the low interest rate in place, but you start the loan over you don't start the loan over if you do a HELOC, a home equity line of credit. That means that it's like a credit card on your house that you can utilize and you can take out, and then you can invest in another asset. But if I didn't want to do a HELOC, I could do a cash out refinance and have one loan. Okay, HELOC is 2 loans, cash out refinance is 1 loan. So I could do a cash out refinance after how many days? I just told y'all, you wrote it in the chat. What's the trivia? How many days? 210 days. And I can give that money to Ian. Ian can put that as a deposit for the next purchase. Did I answer your question, brother?
Yeah, sure did.
Outstanding. Kat, I see you up here on stage on Twitter Spaces. How can I be of assistance to you? How can we help you win, Kat? God?
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Anthony. Yeah, I was just listening to the chat about the VA one-time closings. And you guys were saying you're looking for a lender. I just wanted to let everyone know United Wholesale Mortgages is wholesale, and they have an amazing line of VA products, conventional products for one-time closings.
Outstanding. And then, man, listen, what we're going to do is, if you, Cat God, if you want to send me, tweet me your information, or I don't even know if they call it tweet, send me a private message. We'll vet you, because
I'm not sure what it's called anymore either. Yeah.
I have a connection, a partnership with Grant Cardone.
Okay.
And we're building out our VA movement, and he's looking to do some real estate stuff with veterans with us. So if you're interested in that, send me the information, because we'll 100%. Are you a lender?
Yeah, I work for Captain Mortgage here in Sarasota, Florida.
Okay, so listen, send me a message. This might be something to get on the list, because we do these. Last year we've done over $1 billion in real estate sales with veterans, and we're looking for good people. So if you want to interconnect with me, let's connect.
All right, I appreciate it. I'll send you all the information over in a DM, or I got you.
Okay, all right. So any other questions about the VA construction loan? All right, let me do a quick room reset. You guys are in the VA loan secrets class. Everyone, everything you should know about the VA home loan benefit. I want to give a special shout out to everybody on X, Facebook, Christian Mingles. Hey, we out here cooking with fish grease, man. I am your host, and Ian is my co-host. If you guys do me a favor, click the link above my head. You'll see the SitRep YouTube channel. We're gonna tweet that. I don't know how to do it, so Ian, I'm gonna put you as a co-host on Twitter Spaces. Okay, and then we're gonna continue to rock out. We got the last and final thing that we're going to talk about, and the word is concessions. Everybody, put the word concessions in the chat. Now, this is the meat and potatoes, and you're gonna love this last and final thing that we're doing regarding the VA home loan benefit. Everybody write the word concessions in the chat. Concessions in the chat. Concessions. Retweet that. Retweet concessions. And above my head, do me a favor, click the link above my head on the SitRep YouTube. We have approximately 400 watch hours left before we are able to monetize, and I need as much help as I possibly can. So if you click the link above my head, the SitRep YouTube channel, and give us some love there, we would really appreciate this. Now, concessions. This is the last and final thing we'll talk about. The VA loan allows you to pay off your personal debt with money from the sellers. Imagine that. So imagine if you found a distressed property. The property's worth $500,000. You can write an offer, getting credits from the seller to pay off your personal debt and buy your interest rate down. Okay, and pay all your closing costs. Here's an example. So let's just say that I saw a property for $500,000 on the market, and it's on the market for 90 days. There's no demand for the property, and I wanted to buy that property. I could write an offer on that property for $500,000 and ask for $20,000 of concession money. Now, that means that I'm still paying $500,000, but the seller is going to give me credits. The person selling the property is going to give me money. I can take $10,000 of that money and pay all of my closing costs. I can take another $10,000 and I can buy down the interest rate. Here's an example. If I bought a property for $500,000 and I got $10,000 to buy my interest rate down, that means that I can lower my interest rates by 2 whole points. That will save me $161 a month. So when you guys are negotiating on properties, make sure that when anyone that's representing you writing an offer on a property, make sure they write reoccurring and non-recurring closing costs / concessions in the offer. Because if there's extra money left over, you can utilize that money towards anything. Let's just say I wanted to use $5,000 to pay off my credit card out of the $20,000. I want to pay $5,000 towards my closing costs and $10,000 towards the interest rate buy down. You can do that with the VA home loan benefit. It does allow you to do that. So when you guys are negotiating, lowering the price isn't always the best thing. Now, if I would have wrote that same offer for that purchase, and I wrote an offer for $490,000, that only saves me $50 to $60 a month in my monthly payment. But if I utilize those credits to buy down my interest rate 2 points, it's equivalent to approximately $161 savings monthly in monthly payment. So any questions about the word concessions? Out freaking standing. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Winning Real Estate House. Put a fire emoji in the chat if you guys enjoyed it. I appreciate you guys coming on. We will be doing this room every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Shout out to the 27 people who showed up on the live on YouTube. Okay, appreciate the 100 people that showed up on Clubhouse. And also, we appreciate everybody that's on Twitter Spaces rocking out with us. We really appreciate you guys. This has been the VA. Now, here's what we're going to do. Put in the chat what you guys want us to talk about on Tuesday. Okay, because we usually have hot topics. We could talk about how to underwrite properties. We could talk about the math. We could talk about how to hire your kids. We could talk about the paperwork needed for to do a rehab. What is it that you would like for us to talk about on Tuesday? Retweet that. Put it in Twitter Spaces on what you want us to talk about. Okay, what would you guys like us to talk about on Tuesdays of next week? Anybody going once? Going twice? All right, man. Well, thank you guys for rocking out with us. Make sure you give me a follow on Twitter. Okay, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please share, like, and subscribe. We're almost there, guys. And in closing, guys, listen, I want you guys to be awesome, man. You're going into, if you do not own property, it's time for you guys to make the decision. And let me see, before I close down Clubhouse, Ian, are you there? Ian?
Yep, right here, sir.
Billy Love. Make sure you look that person up. He's trying to, Billy Love. Billy Love. Okay. So if you guys want to be a part of what it is that we're doing, I'm going to text this number 760-385-8211. Okay. 760-385-8211. Please send VA loan and your first and last name to that number. Text VA loan and your first and last number to that number. And what we will do, guys, is that if you're trying to partner with us with Cardone Vets, we have a big partnership with Grant and Elena Cardone called Cardone Veterans. Okay, it's 10X brand. Okay, it was 10X Vets, but we got a copycat out there, and we wanted to make sure that we have to do everything clean. So we're on a mission to reach 21 million veterans. Okay, and we're gonna do it on socials, and we got an event coming up in January, and we have another. I'll be in Miami from the 14th through the 19th. So if you guys want to pull up and check us out, we'll be there representing Cardone Vets out there. And then, guys, have an amazing day on purpose. Any questions or any comments that you guys would like to add before we close down? Anybody on Twitter? Facebook? Farmers only? All right, outstanding. All right, we'll see you guys on Tuesday.
Farmers only?
Yes. All right, Ashley, I'm going to call you. I'm on my way up. I'll give you a buzz right after this.